This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Demco, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, Relief Windows, Visit Baton Rouge, an authentic Louisiana experience, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome to Paradise, Louisiana. Bedroom, Boudin, Cajun meat. And this is our Thanksgiving edition. And boy, we have a special guest today. Miss Emma Reed, the producer, the editor, everything of The Blonde.
In the Blind.
We're going to hear more about this story. What a great story. What a talented young lady. Also, finally made a fishing trip, finally caught a few trips. I made a trip to Bayou de Lodge. With Captain Lloyd Landry and Sergeant Ricky Bailey from St. John Parish and Lenny Elkins. We got on the speckled trout, had a great day, great weather, and ate good, like always. We're going to catch up on our fishing report, and we got another good duck report, and maybe you can hang in there, and we'll find out where the ducks, and 1 or 2 deer pictures. So, and at the end, we got another sad note. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. Today is all about The Blind with Miss Emma Reed. Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Miss Emma Reed. Now, we got a lot of people out there, and in the next few months, a lot of more people are going to know you, but tell us about Emma Reed, where you come from, and what brings you down to Louisiana.
So I moved to Louisiana about 7 or 8 years ago from Minneapolis, Minnesota. I went to Loyola University and studied environmental science, and then got into making documentaries soon after I graduated. And mostly about coastal issues and the culture in Louisiana, but then I found myself in a duck blind, kind of randomly, and that's how I got the idea to make this documentary.
Well, when you were in Minnesota, were you an outdoor enthusiast then?
I definitely loved the outdoors. We did a lot of canoeing and spent time on the lakes, but I had never hunted before. My grandfather hunted, but I never went with him, so it was a completely new experience.
What's the idea? Where'd the idea come from to do a documentary? Once you got started, tell me where the idea developed.
Well, I was really interested in the connection that people have to the land. So we worked a lot with scientists, and then I used to interview some fishermen and see how they were so in touch with it. So when I went in the duck blind for the first time, I could kind of see how they could read the land, how they could really see all these changes happening because they lived it every day. And then once I started researching the history of duck hunting and just hunters' connection to conservation in general, I just couldn't believe that I didn't know about that. So I realized that there was definitely a story to tell for the hunter and the non-hunter to learn all of these connections to conservation.
What in this documentary, what was the most difficult thing you came upon, or something that you had to get used to, being out in the weather, lack of sleep? What was the biggest stumbling block?
I would have to say lack of sleep. Especially during the last teal season. I had to get all of my footage, and I probably went out almost every day of teal season.
Can't wait to see it. First time I met her, she was where the ducks, the question was, in Abbeville, and she was there listening to all these people saying, and all these biologists of where the ducks, or what was going on with the cold weather up north and short stopping. So you got a lot of questions and answers that you probably are going to bring to the public.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of people maybe calling you and asking you some questions or want you to cover something else in Louisiana. Since you're here, I want you to make a promise that you're going to take me on one of your events.
I will.
You got it. All right.
I would love to.
Now, we're going to come back. We got a lot of reports, and I can't tell you how excited I am when you coming, so stick around. She's going to be back when we give a fishing and duck report. We'll be right back. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana from Bedroom, Blue Land, and Cajun Beach.
Fishing. It's where good stories come from. It's about good times and family and friends. It's about taking a couple home for dinner tonight and saving a few for tomorrow. It's all about that and so much more. To CCA, fishing is about enjoying today and making sure tomorrow is even better. To us, fishing comes with a responsibility for the resources we enjoy so much. If fishing means all that to you, then you belong with CCA.
There's no better way to cool down this summer than with a delicious thirst-quenching Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. The Polar Pop Cup is the coolest way to beat the heat. Fill your Polar Pop Cup up with the flavors you crave and crushed or cubed ice. Nothing stays cold longer, so you can stay refreshed all day long. Stop in Circle K today for an ice-cold Polar Pop Cup. Polar Pop Cup, only at Circle K. Take it easy.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Miss Emma,
Yes.
before I get into my duck report, tell us a little bit about what this movie is all about and some of the people you might want to thank.
Sure. So this is going to be an hour-long documentary. I partnered with Louisiana Public Broadcasting, and it's going to cover a lot of the history of duck hunting culture in Louisiana and also the significance of hunters in the entire conservation movement. And it's also going to look at land loss issues and other coastal issues through the lens of the duck hunter, which I found fascinating.
Tell me who we need to thank. I know Ducks Unlimited, Delta Waterfowl, all of them excited about it. I hunted in the blind with Mike Ben.
Yes.
And he was telling me about the documentary, so tell me a little bit.
Yes. This wouldn't have happened without a lot of support. We had Ducks Unlimited, Delta Waterfowl helped a lot, Mike Benj, the Lipsies, Acadian Ambulance, and then a lot of small donations from people all over. And I really went all over the state to film this. I tried to cover every area, so.
I saw you at the Duck Festival too. You was out
Yes.
there, you were watching the dog trials.
Yeah.
and it was a lot of fun. I know it had to be fun doing it, and
Yeah.
where would you go from here? What's your next product?
I don't know yet. The movie comes out really soon, and it's taken every bit of energy that I have, so.
We'll get a little rest and we'll come back with something.
Yeah, maybe a vacation. And then.
Be sure and call me. Thank you for coming and doing this. Now,
Thank you.
This is my duck report right now. I mean, I'm telling you what, it's been coming in, and last couple of weeks, I thought Delacroix was a bust. Mike Bench and they had a few of them come back, and Delacroix, Charles Williams, been sending me every week, 2 times a week. He's sending me a limit of ducks, and they're coming from Spanish Lake. Now, where is he doing it? I don't know. In the East Zone, the youth season opened up at Catahoula, and Brendan Dubrock, our social media guy, and one of the biggest volunteers for Delta Waterfowl Ducks Unlimited all around, he had his youth out there, and they did well opening weekend. Guess what? A lot of rain came. Right now, they're having a hard time and finding areas. So much water right now, and Catahoula Lake is not that good. Port Barry turned out it had mixed, but most of the guys that got their blinds in there early, a lot of teal, a few gray ducks, but a lot of teal. Port Barry, my brother Sammy, their blind was good. The only one bad blind was my brother Jerry's. And they hunted an hour away, and they had one good morning. Before the season opened, there were ducks, big ducks in there, but all of a sudden there's nothing. So, but my Duke, my nephews and all them did good. Byron Briggs, he limited out. Then my grandson, he was hunting with the Bullers, and they hunted in Whitefield and did good. Second day they hunted Ville Platte. It slowed down. It wasn't quite as good. And I got a few deer reports. I got a picture I want to show y'all. You know, my brother, congratulations, by the way, to Governor Edwards for winning another term. Very disappointed in the family. You know how we are, we close family. But to show you how you get over some bit of disappointment, this is my brother Eddie at his lease in his land up in Mississippi, getting quality time with his grandson. So here's a picture of them in the blind, taking a picture of them. His daughter sent it to him. I said, you know, that's typical Eddie. Our good friend Jordan Terahana, he used to be a camera guy, and he used to video his own deer hunts and everything. He's been up in Nashville now for a while. He's a recording artist, plus he works a lot in a lot of events they put on. But Jordan sent me a picture. He had a black powder kill. So he killed a nice buck up in Tennessee. Major Paraka, my good buddy Ken Lambert, that's his grandson. He put the bow up, got his gun, opening the gun season, killed another buck. So the boy is stuck. I got a bunch of hog pictures, and Stephen St. Cyr sent me a big hog. He said he had them all over. I'm gonna give y'all I hope this little video might come out. I'm gonna tell you how much fun I had videoing. My buddy asked me to come try to video. They were gonna kill some hogs that were eating this property up in Mississippi. So I got my Mississippi license, but I took my camera, and him and a couple buddies, and we were sitting in that blind right in the evening when most of these hogs were coming out to feed us. We finally saw one hog. It was hard, but 2 does got there, and they were trying to figure out where that hog was coming out, whatever. So I got them stomping, snorting, and I got them looking at the camera. I was so proud of that. We'll be back. We're going to come back with them. I was going to say a Berkeley fishing report.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. Uh-huh. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, and the Berkeley Albert Garcia Fishing Report. Well, we got an extensive fishing report right now. I'm going to start And I'm going to talk about my old friend Tom LeBlanc and Ron Amy and Cesar Garcia. They started off, they were bad. They said, these are veterans right here, and they had the best Veterans Day. Started on Veterans Day. They've been catching fish. They've been fishing the old places, the sulfur mine. They're going out of base on landing, and they've been catching speckled trout, redfish, and everything. Venice has been real hot. Now, they got a river rise. A lot of people I know that were catching bass are not catching the bass in Venice, but I'm still getting great reports coming from Venice. Seth Smith has been sending pictures every week over there, and they're catching. Another guy that was fishing there, Dan Waller, he's fishing hot water baits. He's been sending me limits of fish. They're fishing the passes or whatever, but the water's coming up. But if they get in some of that water or some east winds and that salt water's coming through there, they're fishing the canes. Where they're fishing, I don't know exactly, but some of them will catch them on fresh shrimp. Also, I talked to Ashley Butler over there at Venice Marina. They got a big tuna event that's going to be coming up first of the year that we're going to be working with to help her. And let me tell you this. She's also, if you want to know where to fish for biting, you call Venice Marina, ask for Ashley, ask for those people at Venice Marina, and they'll tell you where they're catching the specks and when the tuna is going to start moving in. All the tuna fishermen are down there. It's tuna capital of the United States, so we'll get some more reports from them. Grand Isle, Rudy Valenciano, Mr. Rudy, you know, his fame is always gray snapper, mangrove snapper. He's been catching under his lights. Over there, they've been limited out at night, some nice trout. Look at these trout, some 18-inch, 20-inch trout. Lake Catherine, my good friends over there, Miss Angie and her husband, David, they've been going out fishing 3 and 4 days a week, and they're catching them. Just tearing the fish up. Catching speckled trout, redfish, sheephead. Their best bait has been drop shotting live shrimp. And they drop shotting off these ledges, all these passes out of Lake Catherine, on the east end of Lake Catherine, off the Wrigley's, wherever these canals are coming out, they're getting off these ledges to fish in the bottom with a drop shot and a live shrimp. Some of the people over there also catching them on a shrimp imitation. Shrimp colored, chartreuse tail, same thing. All the captains over there, Clinton, all of them, the captains are doing it. The weekend warriors, same thing. They catch them on a glow, a cockahoe minnow with chartreuse tail, anything with chartreuse on the end of it, a glow color, shrimp color, one more time. My friend Ken Lambert, going by himself sometime, he's going and fish the trussels, drop shot rig, catching a limit in a couple hours. I got some freshwater reports finally coming in. I've been hearing a lot of rumors, fishing the tides down in Bob Black. They're catching bass in Bob Black. They're catching, they're catching what people call some people in North Louisiana call specks or white perch, but they catch the sac-a-lait right now down in there. But the hottest place for sac-a-lait right now is in Lake Verret. You know where Lake Verret is?
Yeah.
You did it? They're catching Lake Verret, the old places. When I'm talking about fishing Lake Verret in the lake itself and the north end of the lake, and black and chartreuse has been the best color, and naturally shiners, they've been catching a few of them. And Crackerhead, an old place like that, Crackerhead, in those areas over there, they're catching sac-a-lait.
Okay.
No other reports I'm getting right now on freshwater bass. A lot of reports coming in Lake Catherine area, they're catching bass. Spinnerbait or on live shrimp. Miss Angie and them will catch them on live shrimp. That's the fish report, the only one I got. Oh, I did forget. Toledo Bend still hot. You can get the report. Go to Toledo Bend Lake Country and get all the reports you want from there. Hunt season right now. We hope them ducks come. We'll be right back with a final close.
I'm Brett Favre. As a quarterback in the NFL, if I didn't stay focused, I ended up on my back or worse. Even the smallest distraction could make a good play or offensive drive come to an end. When you're in a car, the smallest distraction could end much more than a drive. It could end someone's life. Just like I refuse to lose on the field, I refuse to lose someone I love to distracted driving. and you should too. Focus on the road. Don't drive distracted. A message from Farm Bureau Insurance.
Time bite is here, and it's actually, the weather's been brutal most of last week, and it's gonna warm up nice, and the trout are gonna bite. And you can tell from the boat launches down here in Dularge, Falgout Marina, and down here at Jugs, man, it's on as people are taking their vacation to come get some speckled trout.
Then Thanksgiving coming up, gonna be even more.
All next week will be good, and the weather's supposed to be good all rest of this week, so come on down to Terrebonne Parish and come fishing. It's been great.
What's the little pattern we're gonna use today? I saw y'all sneaking a few baits in your pocket.
Yeah, we'll tight line mostly matrix shad, Creole, shrimp Creole, and green hornets. But Leonard cooks for me, and he's got some secret little shrimp baits and some other swim baits that we're gonna put on too. So
that's that rattling shrimp from
Yep.
Buck, I said. People coming to the lodge, what they need to look for, and what the kind of baits, and what's a pattern you want to suggest?
Well, today most guys, if you see fishing with corks, it's because it warmed up. So the fish have moved out of the deeper water and the deeper channels up into the shallower flats, feeding. But when it gets back cold, all these canals back here, the fish will be pretty much holding either off these points in the deeper water. And I mean, when we're fishing deeper and when it's colder, I'm fishing with a 3/8 ounce jig head. The only reason I didn't change it because I was lazy. When it gets warmer, you fish with that 1/4 ounce, fishing up on these flats. But most of the fish are feeding on the last little bit of shrimp that are back here in the marsh. Now they're gonna come out of here, and that's gonna be over. But if you find some little pockets and stuff with mullet, any kind of bait, that's where you want to focus. That's where that's where these fish are going to feed. But once it gets back cold, those fish are going to draw back down into the channels in these canals, and you want to go back with some type of swim bait on the bottom.
Your weekend warriors coming. Tell them some of the main canals and stuff they need to look for on their map and fish.
Just really all the main channels. You know, right now it's duck season, so you don't want to intrude and go back in these duck ponds because guys are duck hunting. But as long as you stay in the main bayous and canals, you'll be fine, no issues. And just be courteous. Just, ease around people, use your trolling motor. There's no need to get in a fight over a speckled trout or a redfish. There's plenty of area to fish. Just have a little common courtesy when you get into an area, and just do unto others as you wish they would do unto you,
My number one suggestion is get you a guide. Like you. We're lucky enough to get one in the holidays. Tell us how I can get in touch with you, and then maybe if you full up, you can put them on somebody else. Y'all got a little network here.
Oh yeah, there's a pile of guides. We most of us work together. So you can call me at 504-912-8291, or look me up on Facebook, Outcast Fishing Charters.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Emma, before we go out, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you for coming here. Look, you're talking about Thanksgiving. Look at these turkeys right here. If you're watching this on Wednesday, Thanksgiving Thursday, maybe it's too late, but if you're watching this on Wednesday on YouTube and you're in a hurry, you forgot, come to Badron. Look at this turkey. This is that thing. For Christmas holidays are on the way. Anything you need, you come out, Badron Boudin and Cajun meats, and you can't beat it. On a sad note, we had a bad week last week, and I'm going to tell you what, the people in the outdoors, we got a lot to mourn and a lot of condolences to offer. Miss Ann Taylor, legendary Ann Taylor, Wildlife and Fisheries Commission. She served on the Wildlife and Fish Commission. Sportsman's Magazine, the Outdoor Louisiana Sportsman's Show. Her and her family, Tony, all of them. Ann passed away, that fight she had with pancreas cancer. Ann was not only a beautiful woman, beautiful person, inside and out. What a family lost. Just keep the family in your prayers. And you definitely gonna be missed by me. I've seen you shoot a gun. I've seen you in a boat fishing, offshore, inshore, wherever you was. You were a true woman in the outdoors. Mr. Andrew Tan Brunet, 5-time world champion. We just honored him at the Wild Game Supper in the Fouche. You've probably been around, you've heard him, you might have him in your documentary. Mr. Tan Brunet was one of the best. He was getting a little sick. He passed away last week also. His family, all his sons and his daughters. I'm not gonna forget you. I want to come by and see you. I want to get some of his work and some of y'all again. Mr. Brunet, rest in peace. Pray for us. And then another note, I got Kim Nelson. Kim Nelson used to be with the Nelson Rattler. His daddy and them pulled out. He was with Pratco for many years, and he was always at Toe Fields and the rest of us. You know, he'd always bring his product over there, whether it was whatever baits in there had at Pratco, and he'd be giving them out to everybody. And what he's done for Wish to Fish and other charities, how much, he was at Flambeau. He got killed in a side-by-side accident up home in Ohio, wherever he's from. What a sad note. Kim, you and your family, Paradise, Louisiana, got all our condolences, and you're definitely gonna be missed from Wish to Fish. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. Happy Thanksgiving. Don't we have a lot to be thankful for?
Yes.
Thank God for Louisiana.
This is your weekly trip to Paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K, Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Demco, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament. Relief Windows. Visit Baton Rouge, an authentic Louisiana experience. And by Farm Bureau Insurance.